Hello students, welcome to my channel SST The Necessity. This is Archana Kapoor and today I am going to start the first lesson of history for class 9th, the French Revolution. French Revolution was one of the most important events of the history of Europe. It led to end of monarchy and paved the way for a new system of governance. Let's understand it step by step. Louis XVI became King of France in 1774. Unfortunately, he found an empty treasury. And the reason for empty treasury were France helped 13 American colonies to gain independence and the long years of war drained the financial resources of France. And even France government had to spend a huge amount of money to pay interest to the lenders who gave the credit to the state. Apart from these, there were other expenses such as maintenance of army, Palace of Versailles and government offices. Let's know about the French society at that time. It was divided into three estates: first, second and third. First estate include clergy, 1% of the population, and they were having 10% of the total land. Second estate, nobles and 2% of the population and having 25% of the land. First and second estates, they got exemption to pay taxes. It means कि they did not pay taxes and even they enjoyed certain privileges, and these privileges, these benefits were given to them by birth. Then third estate, middle class, peasants, city workers, it made third estates, and these were the 97% of the population and they were having 65% of the total land. So subsistence crisis. What was subsistence crisis? It is a situation when basic things for the survival like food, medicine, etc., when these basic things are not available for the people, that situation is known as subsistence crisis. And what was the reason of subsistence crisis at that time? Population of France increased from 23 million in 1715 to 28 million in 1789. But production did not increase accordingly. That's why price of bread, that was a staple diet. It means diet of the most of the population. So price of bread increased and the wages were lower, less wages were there, and all these reasons led to increase the gap between the rich and the poor people, and that became one of the main cause of the French Revolution. We are discussing the causes of the French Revolution. Next one is emergence of middle class. During 18th century, a new class emerged including educated persons, lawyers, doctors, officers and merchants, manufacturers, etc. They were against privileges by birth. According to them, there should be equal laws and opportunities for all. Some of the philosophers who influenced people were John Locke, Montesquieu and Rousseau, and even they wrote their own books. John Locke wrote 2 treatises of government in which he criticized the policy of divine rights for the rulers. It means the special rights for the king. He was against those rights. Rousseau, he wrote social contract in which he had mentioned that the government should be based on social contact between people and their representatives. It means he favored a democratic form of government. Montesquieu wrote the spirits of laws, in which he mentioned that the power should be divided between three organs: legislative, executive and judiciary. Let's discuss the immediate cause, and that was in the first slide we have discussed that Louis XVI, he got empty treasury. Now he wanted money, that's why he thought to increase taxes. And it was a tradition of the France that before taking such decision, king had to call a meeting. So he called the meetings of estate generals, and representatives of three estates were called. There were 300 representatives of first and second estate each, and 600 representatives of third estate. And at that time voting criteria was that each estate, each vote. It means each estate had one vote. One vote for first estate, one vote for second and one vote for third. But now this time third estate representatives, they demanded that voting should be in such way like each member each vote. It means one person one vote. As they kept their demand, ruler did not accept. Louis XVI rejected their demand, and that's why the representatives of third estate, they assembled at tennis court, and there they declared themselves as National Assembly, and even they took an oath that now they would make the Constitution of France. Very historical oath, and it is known as tennis court oath. And the leaders of National Assembly were Mirabeau and Abbé Sieyès. And it was decided that now National Assembly would draft the Constitution of France. When National Assembly was busy in making the draft of the Constitution, at that time there was a time period of bad harvest. It means production was very less, and we have already discussed that the population was increasing and staple diet bread prices were increased. And at that time many people, they started hoarding of food. Hoarding of food means black marketing of food, and common people, they were not able to get the food, and that became the main reason of agitation and protest among the common people. And as soon as people, they came to know that king ordered troops to move to Paris, then angry crowd, they immediately went to Bastille and they destroyed the Bastille. They hated it as it was the symbol of despotic power of the king. Bastille is a prison, and where they destructed the Bastille and they released the prisoners. So in 1791 the National Assembly completed the draft of the Constitution, and now the power, instead of being concentrated in the hands of one person, were now separated, and it was assigned to different organs, and these organs were judiciary, executive and legislature. Legislature, lawmaking body; executive, implementing body; and judiciary, to solve the to provide justice to the people. And the Constitution of 1791, it vested the power, it provided the power to National Assembly. National Assembly was an indirectly elected body, and now citizens were given the right to vote, but not all citizens. Only men above 25 years of age who paid taxes. How much taxes? Taxes equal to 3 days of a laborer's wage. They were only given the right to vote, and they were known as active citizens. And rest of the men and all women, they were considered as passive citizens. So right to vote was given, but not to all. During this time, many political clubs came into existence, and Jacobin was one of them. Jacobin club included less prosperous people, and these people were shopkeepers, pastry cooks, shoemakers, carpenter, etc. And the leader of the Jacobin clubs was Maximilian Robespierre. And why this club was known as Jacobin? The reason was that the members of this club, they used to sit in the place Saint Jacob in Paris. It was a convent, it was a building, Saint Jacob, where they used to sit and took their decisions. That's why they came to known as Jacobin club. And they adopted a particular dress style. They used to wear long striped trousers and a red cap, a symbol of freedom. In 1792 elections held, and now the newly elected assembly was known as the convention. Then on 21st September 1792, monarchy was completely abolished from France, and France became a republic country. And then in 1793, Louis XVI was executed. The period from 1793 to 94 is referred to as Reign of Terror in France. Maximilien Robespierre, he followed a policy of severe control and punishment. It means all persons to whom he saw as enemies of the republic, ex-nobles, clergy, and members of other political parties, and even members of his own party who were against his ideas, who were against his methodology, all persons were arrested, imprisoned, and even a special device was formed. It was known as guillotine. It was a device consisting of two poles and a blade with which a person can be beheaded. So rigid policies, strict policy were adopted by him, but some good changes were also there, and it was that he issues laws regarding wages and prices, and at that time meat and bread were rationed. It means control of the government was there on the prices of meats and bread, and even use of expensive white bread, it was forbidden. All have to eat brown bread, and it was known as equality bread. So, and even citizens cannot instead of traditional sir and ma'am, now all citizens were all French men and women were citizens. Churches were shut down and their buildings were converted into barracks and offices. Later on, Maximilien Robespierre was arrested and he was guillotined. After the end of Jacobin government, now wealthier people, wealthier middle class, now they got the power. A new constitution was introduced, and now there was formation of two elected legislative councils and directory. Directory had 5 members, but most of the times there were clashes between directory and legislative council, and that led to political instability in France, and that political instability became the reason of rise of Napoleon Bonaparte. So let's know about the role of women in the revolution. Initially, women used to work as laundresses, domestic servants, or vegetable or fruit sellers, and only women of noble family, they got the right to get education. Wages were lower for them. It means they were not given the equal wages as man used to get at that time. And that's, even we have already discussed that when right to vote was given, women were not given the right to vote. So during this time many women clubs were formed, and the two examples here I have mentioned: Republican Women and the Society of Revolutionary. The main demand of these clubs were equal political rights and laws for the women. They had to struggle for a long time to get equal voting rights, and finally in 1946 women got right to vote in France. Slavery, abolition of slavery. In 17th century slave trade started, and two ports of France, Nantes and Bordeaux, were used for slave trade. These slaves were purchased from Africa and sold to Caribbean colonies. The slaves were packed tightly into ships for 3 or 4 months, and later on, when they reached Caribbean colonies, they were sold to plantation owners. In 1794, convention ordered to release all slaves. But when Napoleon became the ruler, he reintroduced slavery, and then in 1848 finally slave system was abolished from France. Let's know the impact of revolution on the life of everyday, it means life of common people. One important law that came into effect after the storming of Bastille, it was abolition of censorship. Earlier all written materials like books, newspapers, plays, they could be published only after they had been approved by the king. Now the Declaration of the Rights of Man and Citizens provided freedom of speech and expression. It was a natural right for everyone. Newspapers, pamphlets, books and printed pictures flooded the towns of France. Freedom of the press meant that opposing views of events could be expressed. Plays, songs, festive processions attracted people, and now it was a way that now the people, they were able to express themselves, and ideas of liberty and justice spread among the people. In 1804, Napoleon Bonaparte, he became the Emperor of France. He introduced many laws such as protection of private property and a uniform system of weights and measures. Initially, many people saw him as a liberator, but soon Napoleonic armies came to be known as a invading forces, and he was defeated in the Battle of Waterloo in 1815. So let's know the legacy of the French Revolution. Legacy, it means that impact of the French Revolution. The ideas of liberty and democratic rights, these are the two important legacy of the French Revolution. These ideas spread from France to rest of the European countries. In even two Indians, Tipu Sultan and Raja Ram Mohan Rai, these were the two individuals who were inspired by the ideas of French Revolution. I hope you are able to understand it, and if you like it, please subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.